An increased police presence. The governor sends 2,000 National Guardsmen to help police as Baltimore remains under a state of emergency. Live complete coverage continues now with Alex Dimitrick with a closer look at the National Guard troops deployed here in Baltimore. Alex?
Well, Jessica, this has been a very rapid deployment of Maryland's National Guard. In just about 36 hours, those 2,000 troops have been called up and sent into Baltimore. It's a scene that's being repeated at Maryland National Guard armories across the state.
I need my 8 drivers and my drivers, and then all my passengers.
As Guard members leave civilian life to report with their units for deployment as backup for police.
We're really helping them man some of the critical infrastructure. We're protecting those locations.
And those locations are more than street coordinates on a map for some. The state of emergency that brought the Guard to Baltimore was a short trip for those who call the city home.
It's a little heartbreaking because that's my community, but I know that I have a duty to do, so I plan on doing my duty.
We do not know where they're headed, but we can tell you that this sure is an interesting scene to see in the city of Baltimore.
The first night of curfew saw Guard units on the move, not heading for trouble, but driving to head trouble off.
We're also doing presence patrols. We're actually driving with police officers in our Humvees through the streets of Baltimore, just letting the people know that that the city is safe.
And for everyone, this deployment is a new experience.
Nothing like this at all. Nothing like this at all.
But members say they have trained for it.
We expect it. We don't hope to encounter something like this, but when we do, we know how to go about it.
While training for this kind of deployment happens annually, no one goes on the street without last-minute reminders.
I don't want to hear any negative terms or words used against it. These are civilian American people, so I don't want to hear anything like enemy, because they're not. We're here to support and protect them.
Well, if it turns out the 2,000 troops are not enough to keep the peace in Baltimore, the Guard has another 3,000 in reserve. Jessica, back to you.
Wow, Alex, thank you. Fire set last night caused major destruction and hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage.